Well, well. Guys, this is it. This is it. I've been waiting for an opportunity like this one, for the chance to call out Albert Mohler. Okay, that's it. I mean, guys, listen. Look, in the morning, I've got a commute. I turn something on. Albert Mohler has an episode every day. I turn it on. I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention. I'm eating my Starbucks sandwich and drinking my Starbucks coffee and driving, okay? But it's there, okay? It's just so I don't have nothing. And it, at times, gives me like a sort of tip off as to what's going on. Really, his takes are milk toast at best, okay? Right? I don't turn him on for his takes. But every once in a while, he'll say something that's just so, ooh, yeah, like, he'll say something that it makes you feel like his true colors are finally, blossoming up. Now, if you recall, I believe this is back when Tucker Carlson had the Martyr Made podcast fellow on, and they talked about World War II, and he had made mention that in jest he will tell his huge is it Charles Winston? Dude, am I that dumb? It's Charles Heston, right? Churchill. His friend is a huge Churchill fan, right? He's got him on, and he says that, Martyr basically says to Tucker that he'll say to his friend, who's a Churchill fan, that Churchill was the main enemy, the prime enemy in World War II, or the prime, threat or whatever. And that got Albert Mohler going, right? He sets up a whole scene in his little study with the camera and the lighting and everything, showing you all the Churchill memorabilia, paraphernalia that he has, right? All right there, just to back it up and say, this is wrong. What you said about Churchill is wrong. Hitler's bad. I don't like any of this. You all need to stop it. So, I mean, you can see where Albert's coming from. So, I'm not surprised actually to hear him coming at this the way he has. And yet what is disappointing is that he is pulling the boomer card. He's pulling the anti-NETTR. He's pulling the let's conserve leftist, let's conserve leftist policies. Let's conserve a leftist worldview. Let's conserve a liberal worldview, because advancing America, getting ourselves out from underneath the thumb of the left is such a bad thing. It's such a terrible thing. It would be so horrible if that ever happened, right? Okay. That's literally what he does in his podcast, because he's pulling the same line of these boomer conservatives who all said, yeah, well, okay, so, they killed Charlie Kirk, and everybody mocked Charlie Kirk's death after the fact and said, great, he deserved it. The left was celebrating. They want to have a holiday for the death of Charlie Kirk. All this radical stuff. But you know what? You know what else? You guys made some Hitler jokes in your meme chat. You guys made some Hitler jokes in your group chat. You guys made some Nazi references in your group chat. You guys are worse. That's worse. And Mohler's basically here saying, yeah, that is at least an equal enough, or he took the bait, hook, line, sinker. And it's exactly why the left pushes these things, because they know that there's all these boomer Zionists that will take it up and just do the work for them. They'll just cancel the right for them. The left doesn't even have to do anything. They just hand it over to the right. Say, hey, Grandpa, look what your grandson said. Look at the jokes your grandson said. And then the grandpa can say, your joke is the equivalent of mocking a martyr of Christ. And here's the thing. Saying that, making these statements, giving that correction, giving that heeding of this advice, saying, you guys need to watch what you're saying, because someday it's going to come back to haunt you all this, that you need to stop talking about Nazis, stop laughing about the killing of the Jews and all these things, or else one day it's going to come back to haunt. I'm telling you right now, doing that, it gets the exact opposite result that you're looking for. They will not respect what you're saying and seek to repent, if you want to call it that, or change their attitude, change their mind. That's not what happens. What they realize is exactly what we've all figured out. It's that you are held handicapped to this thing. You can't, you have, it's like a switch. You just default to attack. Anything that says anything remotely lighthearted about this event, that you just, it literally is like this sacred cow of worship. You need to freaking figure this out. You need to recognize it. So, yeah, it boggles my mind. Like, how is it that you claim to be right-wing, conservative, Christian, and when there's clear evidence of devilish, hellish, murderous leftists out there, texting and emailing people and messaging people and calling people. Jay Jones, this guy in Virginia, he's calling to confirm, yes, I want the right dead. They don't change unless there's some violence or some action. This is a literal thing, right? All the people laughing and goofing and celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. That is who we are up against, okay? And so if you're gonna sit back and condemn Nazi jokes, but elevate Nazi jokes to that rhetoric, you're done. You're out. You're not a part of it. You've lost the plot. You're so caught up in your stupid past whatever. Look, fine, don't make Nazi jokes, Al, whatever, but don't condemn the right, and don't condemn young men or any women, or maybe for language and jokes and things like that. That's just what they do. Let the Lord deal with that. Let their parents, whatever. But like, the problem is with you saying it is that you are creating a political narrative, a political sphere, a political boundary. You're gatekeeping things. You're putting this sort of wall around things and saying, this is where we are, this is where we can go, we can't go anywhere else, or whatever. And you're elevating something to be just as problematic as wicked murder. Like, it's not a joke. This is not some joke. The meme chat, the group chat was a joke. There's a difference between making jokes about things and then telling people that you want them dead. And those are two different people, two different things. And I guarantee you that it's possible for the people who are making these, you know, Hitler jokes and whatever, to be in church with you worshiping on Sunday, and the people who are making these other comments about Charlie Kirk and everything to show up to your church with guns. Do you understand? That's the situation we're in. That's the scenario. Like, they want us dead. Nazi jokes do not equate to that. Give me a break.